guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for visiting. I'm Natalie with the Carolina Homeschooler. So I've gotten a lot of requests for my 7th graders workload and schedule. So today I want to share that with you. If you've seen my video on my 4th grader schedule, it is very, very similar. He just has a little heavier workload, and I'll go over that with you and what that entails. But definitely take a look at that because some of the subjects and the books are very similar. So I'm not going to show you all those. I'll just show you his extra work that he has to do. So typically our day starts about 8:15, 8:20. He needs about 45 minutes or so to kind of get up and mosey on downstairs and get breakfast, get dressed, that sort of thing. And then we're ready to start at 9 o'clock. When we start at 9 o'clock, we do our group activities, which are history and science. And sometimes, depending on the lesson, it's also grammar. If we're learning a new lesson, I kind of do that all together with everybody because we are doing the same grammar. But if it's not a new lesson or it's in the middle of the week or something like that, where they've previously learned the lesson, then they just can do that on their own. So after group activities, everybody splits off and does their individual work, and that's when I take the time to work with my 4th graders if they need help and all that kind of stuff. And my 7th grader goes off and does his own thing, the things that he doesn't need help with or doesn't need me to kind of monitor as much. Then we break for lunch around 12, 12:30, just depending on the day and all that. And then after lunch, my 4th graders are typically almost done, or they have just very, very simple things that they can do on their own and don't need me to watch them or help them very much. So that's when I work with my 7th grader. And that's when we do his extra curriculum things. So this year, because he's in 7th grade in South Carolina, you have to add a writing course. So we're using Essentials in Writing. And you have to add literature. So we're doing Essentials in Literature this year with him. And that can take anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour or so, just depending on the lesson. This week, it was like a 5-minute thing. I think it was for literature, either one of those, literature or writing. He just had to watch a video on nonfiction writing. And so the video took like 5 minutes. So that was it. And he was really excited for that day. But other times it can take a little bit longer if we're, writing a draft of something, or I'm proofreading and he needs to make corrections, or he has to read a literature assignment. That can usually take longer. So it just depends on what's going on. But I typically help him with those 2 subjects at the end of our day. So his subjects are Bible or devotion, math. He has the literature, which I showed you, history, science, language arts, spelling. That's a touchy one because he's in 7th grade, but he's not really the best speller. So I'm just kind of beefing up his spelling skills a little bit. So he doesn't have much to do in spelling, but I still just want to help him out as much as I can. He has the writing curriculum, Essentials in Writing, and grammar. So those are his subjects for the day. And then when all that's done, he has to go back and kind of look over his science notes just to kind of refresh and things like that, because we do science first thing in the morning. So that's his day. Like I said, we start at 9 o'clock. We typically end between 2 and 3, I'd say, just depending on the day. Some days are easier and lighter, and he might end on the more closer to 2 o'clock side. And other days just take longer. Either we're getting distracted or we're just having a hard time with something, and then it can push, towards 3 o'clock, sometimes even later, just depending on the day and how much he's resisting and what I have going on in the day too. So that is pretty much his day. If you want to see a review on his literature curriculum and his writing curriculum, I have those 2 videos up on my YouTube page, as well as my 4th graders schedule. I have that video up there as well. So take a look at those. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps me out and really helps my channel. And I like talking to you guys, so that's pretty cool. And hit the little bell, little tiny bell, so that you can get all my notifications when I post videos. I typically tend to post Mondays and Fridays, provided I can get videos up there. So take a look at those videos, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy homeschooling.